Have you ever been in a situation where it's the right match but the wrong person? So this could refer to situations where you got two people who are compatible when it comes to their values, their interests, and life goals, but for a variety of reasons, the relationship does not work out due to personal flaws, timing, or external circumstances. So it's like you are the best match, but for some reason, things just don't work out, or you feel attracted to somebody who is unavailable, like you would be the perfect match, but one of you is in a relationship already. How many people have told you you should get with that person? You should give them a chance. You guys are perfect for each other. He's got all the right stats. She's got all the right stats. You got everything that you ever wanted in this person, and there's just no chemistry. And I've heard the thoughts that you should get with that person, and why are you passing that person up? You're passing up a great person. That person would be great for you. You're crazy. Just give them a chance. Just do it anyway. You're being silly. But I think chemistry and attraction plays a big role. You have to be with this person for the rest of your life. But at the same time, if there's a scarcity issue, if you can't seem to find the person where you feel all the bells and whistles, should you go for somebody if they fit all the things? The two of you get along great, there are no issues, but you just don't feel that chemistry that you want to feel. Should you say yes to that person? And I think so many people have been in this situation, and it seems like things are changing. Like people are saying, no, you shouldn't go for that person. Whereas in the past, they would say, you're a fool to pass that up. Make it work, even though you're not feeling it. But now I think we're moving towards you got to be romantically interested in that person. But for fearful avoidance, people who are dealing with anxiety on one hand and avoidant on the other, which makes them want to shut down or run away from a relationship, you already have a ton of internal confusion happening inside you. So to what happens with that is sometimes you can end up being with somebody that was never meant for you, or that's the wrong person. Women have a biology that makes them want to connect, that makes them want to get married. No matter how you try to rationalize that they shouldn't feel that way, it's how women are biologically made. So you're arguing with nature, honestly. You're arguing with a biological makeup that they cannot help. They want to mate, they want to connect, they want to be married. It is how they are wired. So a fearful avoidant might be in the anxious state and feel like, I just need to quiet this overwhelming anxiety down by being with anybody. Somebody that they would never pick, but it's like, I've got somebody, it's quieting that urge. I have somebody, it makes me feel better, and I'm just going to take him. And a man might settle for somebody who comes, who also looks great on paper, but they really, deep down, it will come back to bite them because they don't have the true chemistry. Like if a guy is very intellectual and likes deep conversations, and he's found a quote unquote Instagram model who that's all that particular person is about, is their looks, the extrinsic and nothing about the intrinsic, eventually that's going to potentially get old. Whereas at first he's like, she looks good, that's all I need. So you see how you can get with somebody who is the right match, wrong person type dynamic. Give you some other dynamics that you may fall prey to when it comes to relationships, because I think for fearful avoidance, we need to know and understand what we're getting into because it helps us to heal, it helps us to grow. So, career aspirations could be a problem. Two people might share the same ambitions and values regarding career growth. However, if one partner is overly ambitious and neglects personal relationships, that's going to lead to dissatisfaction, making the wrong person for a balanced partnership. So they're all about work and they totally neglect the relationship. That's going to be a freaking problem. Or if you're in different life stages. So two people might align perfectly in terms of lifestyle and interest. But if one is ready to settle down while the other one wants to travel and explore, they might be a great match in theory, but not in practice. How many times does that happen? That is so common. I'm ready for commitment. You're not. I've known people who have been in a relationship with somebody for 12 years, 17 years, and the person won't marry them. I mean, that's super frustrating and irritating. Or you really click and one person doesn't want to have kids and one person does. That's a problem. Or how about emotional availability, which is why we're all into this attachment style stuff right now. So a person might be ideal in terms of personality and compatibility. However, if one person is still healing from past traumas and unable to fully engage in a relationship, then they may be the wrong person, even though you feel a connection. And I'm not telling you all of this to be discouraging. I'm telling you because we need to have an understanding of this so that we can make wise decisions when it comes to relationships. It prevents heartbreak and it also encourages deeper healing if you're fearful avoidant instead of just accepting anything. And then timing. Two people could have a strong connection, but if one is going through a significant life change like divorce or moving to a new city, that could hinder their ability to cultivate a relationship, making them the wrong person for a healthy partnership at the time. And I think all of these things are valid, but they're so unfortunate because you could have somebody with the potential of a life of happiness and it just, these circumstances get in the way. Isn't that so maddening? But when you don't pay attention to this and you ignore it, then you're setting yourself up for misery also. So, how do you guys handle situations like this? And have you ever been in situations like this? Do you go for it? Or do you say, oh no, I can't do this? What do you do? So, I want you to use this to understand fearful avoidance in relationships. Right match, wrong person. So, have you ever witnessed a relationship where one person clings desperately to the other, even when it's clear that that union is unhealthy? It's a perplexing dynamic that could unfold in various ways, sometimes driven by unexpected circumstances, like an unplanned pregnancy, leading a man to marry out of guilt rather than genuine desire. This situation can be particularly complicated when one partner has unresolved attachment issues, such as being a narcissist or having a fearful avoidant style. It raises the intriguing question, why do some men find it so difficult to resist certain women, even when they know deep down that they're not the right match? What compels them to stay in a relationship that doesn't align with their values or needs? So let's explore the complex interplay of emotions, social pressures, and attachment styles that can trap individuals into these challenging dynamics. The dynamics of relationships can be complex and are influenced by various factors. Some women may employ specific strategies or behaviors that can lead a man to marry her even if he initially didn't express a desire to do so. So here's a few possible reasons. Number one, emotional connection. Building a strong emotional bond can lead a man to reconsider his feelings. This connection may involve deep conversations, shared experiences, and support during tough times. Number two, social pressure. External influences such as family, friends, or social expectations can sometimes pressure a man into marriage. If those around him are encouraging the relationship, he may feel compelled to conform. Manipulation or guilt. Some individuals might use guilt or manipulation to influence a partner's decision. This could involve highlighting sacrifices made or emphasizing the relationship's importance. 4. Fear of losing her. If a man feels that he might lose the woman, particularly if she expresses a desire for marriage, he might agree to marry her to avoid that loss. 5. Changing perspectives. Over time, a man's perspective may shift. He might realize he has deeper feelings or see the benefits of a committed relationship, leading him to reconsider his initial stance. 6. Practical considerations. Sometimes practical reasons such as shared finances, living situations, or family planning can prompt a man to marry even if he didn't initially want to. Ultimately, each relationship is unique, and the motivations and feelings involved can vary significantly from one couple to another. Convincing a man to be with you when he truly doesn't want to be can lead to several negative consequences for both parties involved, so be careful not to do that. Number 1, resentment. Forcing someone into a relationship can breed resentment over time. If he feels coerced, he may harbor negative feelings, which can damage the relationship and create a toxic environment. 2, lack of genuine connection. A relationship built on pressure rather than mutual desire lacks authenticity. This can lead to dissatisfaction and a lack of emotional intimacy as one or both partners may not be fully invested. 3, unhappiness. If he's not truly interested, the relationship is likely to be unfulfilling for both. This can lead to frustration, disappointment, and emotional distress for both partners. 4, insecurity. Trying to convince someone to stay can create feelings of insecurity and doubt about your worth. It may lead you to question why he doesn't want to be with you, which can damage your self-esteem. 5, wasted time and energy. Investing effort in a relationship that isn't reciprocated can lead to wasted time and emotional energy that could be better spent on more fulfilling connections. 6, inevitability of breakup. If the desire isn't mutual, the relationship may ultimately end anyway. This can lead to more hurt feelings and a more challenging breakup when it could have been avoided earlier. 7, impact on future relationships. Experiences from a forced relationship can affect future partnerships. Trust issues, fears of rejection, and emotional baggage may carry over, making it difficult to form healthy new relationships. Ultimately, healthy relationships are built on mutual respect, desire, and consent. It's important to seek connections where both individuals are equally committed and enthusiastic. The dynamic described can stem from various motivations and social influences. So, here are some thoughts on this behavior. Number 1, role reversal. In modern relationships, traditional gender roles are often challenged. Some women may feel empowered to take the lead in providing for their partner, viewing it as a way to demonstrate independence and equality. However, this can sometimes lead to misunderstandings about expectations in the relationship. 2, fear of vulnerability. For some women, taking the initiative in financial matters may stem from a fear of vulnerability or dependence. By being the provider, they may feel more in control and less at risk of being hurt if the relationship doesn't work out. 3, testing commitment. Some individuals might believe that by investing materially in the relationship, they can encourage the man to reciprocate emotionally or commit. This can create an unbalanced dynamic where one partner feels pressured to respond in a certain way. So ultimately, it's essential for both partners to communicate openly about their expectations, desires, and boundaries in the relationship. This can help create a more balanced and fulfilling partnership where both individuals feel valued and respected. The dynamic of one partner, particularly a woman, taking on a more dominant role in a financial aspect can significantly impact a relationship, especially when one partner has a fearful or avoidant attachment style. So we want to be aware of all of these different dynamics, okay? Because it could create a cycle of insecurity. So the combination of one partner's assertiveness and the other's avoidance can create a cycle of insecurity. The avoidant partner may feel unworthy or incapable of providing, leading to more avoidance, while the other partner may feel unappreciated and frustrated. So, how many times have you seen situations where one person is trying to leave the other person and the other person is begging, pleading? I don't know how they get strung along. Like, how do you beg somebody to stay and they agree to do it? But it creates problems later. It's like, I don't care. I just want to be with you, even though you don't want to be with me. I can't be happy without you. And if the two people are just upset with each other and they're breaking up because they're in disagreement about something or they need a break, but they deeply both equally love each other and they get back together, that's one thing. But when one person is like, I know I'm gonna cheat on you because I'm not feeling you the way I should be feeling you, but you are really trying to force this person to be with you, or they're dropping hints and letting you know for whatever reason you're not my person, but your fearful avoidance is triggering you to want to close this deal anyway. I just think that's a huge mistake. You have to be careful. So you might see that person as the right match, and they're seeing you as the wrong match. And I think that this dynamic can create emotional manipulation. So, in some cases, individuals may use emotional manipulation to maintain a relationship. This could involve guilt, fear, or even love bombing, where the partner showers affection to create a sense of obligation. The man, for example, may feel trapped by these tactics, leading him to commit even when he has reservations. And then fear of abandonment. That's something that fearful avoidants deal with. Men with a fearful avoidant attachment style may struggle with abandonment issues. If they fear losing their partner, they might choose to stay in an unhealthy relationship rather than face the pain of separation. This can make it difficult for them to set boundaries and walk away. And you definitely want to understand how fearful avoidance plays a role in your life, because lack of self-awareness can cause problems. Sometimes individuals may not fully understand their own needs and desires. A lack of self-awareness can lead them to make choices based on external pressures rather than internal convictions, trapping them in unsatisfactory relationships. These factors illustrate the complexities of human relationships and how deeply ingrained emotional patterns can influence decision making. So, to break free from unhealthy dynamics, people need to engage in self reflection, seek therapy, or develop healthier communication skills. Understanding one's attachment style and working through past traumas can also be crucial steps towards building healthier, more fulfilling relationships. So, I think this is important. I think this video is packed with a lot of things that you need to consider, because if you don't, you're going to be in a relationship that you don't like, that you're frustrated by, and that's not being fair to you. So do some healing while you have a chance. I'm not saying that you should get into a relationship with a perfect human. That is impossible. So please don't try to do that either. But I do know people right now who are in marriages with narcissists, and you talk about an uphill battle. On top of all the things that you have to do to get along with somebody and live with somebody, put on top of that a personality disorder. Now you've got a whole nother set of issues, and the person never gets it because it's their skeletal makeup. So I wrote a book about narcissists that I want you to check out, because you don't want that. And then I also wrote a book full of lots of tips to help you get in shape for the type of romantic life that you want. So it's going to help you to explore things, and I think it will be very helpful. It also helps to understand the 16 Myers-Briggs personality types so that you know that this person is a little bit more feisty, this person is quieter, and you have realistic expectations of what different personalities look like. So I'll put the link in the description box. And I just want to offer a thank you. I'm so grateful for you guys. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for spending time with me. Thanks for learning with me. I really appreciate you guys. So please hit the subscribe button so that we can stay in touch. And I hope that I get to see you on the next video. Bye.